test case.
Governor Walker says people getting unemployment benefits and food share should have to undergo drug testing.
Is it good policy or election year politics?
Scott Walker wants to drug test people on public assistance.
Walker says this would apply to able-bodied working-aged adults without kids receiving unemployment and food stamps.
The basic requirement for just about any employer out there is that they can pass a drug test.
They don't know how much this will cost yet.
At the end of the day, it's a political ploy, a political statement by the governor.
If someone wants our help, we're more than happy to provide it, but why would we set someone up for failure?
Joining me tonight, Wisconsin State Senator John Erpenbach. Senator, good to have you with us. I think we need to point out that 11 states have implemented drug testing policies for people getting government aid. Florida and Georgia have had these laws overturned by the courts. So how does Governor Walker think this is going to play in his state? I mean, is there a real burning desire? Is there fraud in Wisconsin when it comes to government aid? Unpack it for us.
Not really, no. Well, first of all, it's not going to fly in Wisconsin, Ed, because legally the governor can't do it. He wants the national stage, so he's perfectly willing to go out and fight Washington over this. But let's just take a look at it. For example, what Florida did, and the court stopped it, less than 2% of the people that they screened were actually caught using drugs. What the governor in Wisconsin, Governor Walker, is presuming is that anybody who needs food stamps or an unemployment check must be on drugs. So we better drug test them. In the end, it's going to cost us a lot more money than it's actually worth. Now, keep in mind, Ed, Wisconsin has a $1.8 billion deficit. And we recently found out that our Medicaid program is going to need about another $760 million just to continue. So I don't know where the governor is going to get the money to pay for this, if he gets away with it at all. But in the end, it just comes down to he's in a close race, very, very close race with Mary Burke. So he's just throwing whatever he can at the wall just to see if something sticks.
So for sure, this will not save the taxpayers' money, correct?
No, it costs taxpayers money. It costs taxpayers money in Florida. It would have saved Florida money it would have saved Florida taxpayers money had they just handed out the checks and the food stamps down in Florida rather than make people go through the drug testing.
Okay, so if the state's running a deficit, and this clearly would not save the taxpayers any money or help the state treasury out, where does this all come from? Is this just an effort to rile up the base? Because a Marquette University law poll released on Wednesday shows that Walker and the challenger, Mary Burke, are tied among registered voters. But Walker does have a slight advantage among likely voters. So is this just election year politics at this point? He's trying to get people's attention that for one reason or another.
Very, very much so. This is actually designed to get the Republican base fired up for this campaign. But what the Republican base probably isn't thinking about, that if this actually happens in the state of Wisconsin, some of them who lose a job will have to take a cup with them along with their application for unemployment insurance and go to the bathroom, use the cup, and turn it in. Again, in the long run, what he's trying to do is he's trying to fire up his base. This is going to cost taxpayers money in the state of Wisconsin. We have a $1.8 billion deficit already. Some actually think it's even more. Our Medicaid cost to continue is another $760 million. This is an expensive program. I don't know where he's going to get the money to do it if he gets away with doing it at all.
Have there been any Republican senators who have gone to the floor saying, hey, we have to do this? Is this Walker's idea, or is there a burning desire amongst his fellow lawmakers on his side that want to see this done?
No, nobody's talked about this on the Wisconsin Senate floor or even in the Wisconsin State Assembly. Excuse me. This was part of Governor Walker's jobs package. And he said this will help create jobs, even though it's not going to create a single job in the state of Wisconsin, where we continue to lag not only in the Midwest, but the rest of the nation in job growth here in Wisconsin. We're really hurting for jobs in Wisconsin. So this was part of his jobs package that won't create a single job. In the long run, it's going to cost taxpayers money. And you underscore this, and it's really true, Ed. He is in a race for his life. His political career could end on November 4th. And so he's throwing whatever he possibly can out there, not only to rile up the base and get them going, but also try and keep on that national spotlight, keep himself in the national spotlight as much as he possibly can.
So you think this is as much, hey, things aren't going very well, we got to crank out the vote here. I mean, I hear so much about political exhaustion, although I was in Iowa last weekend. That's the last thing I thought about was political exhaustion. People, and I'm going to talk about this in the next block, people are on the issues. I know that ISIS and I know that the NFL, it's all out there. But what are you hearing, John? What are Wisconsin voters focusing on?
People are focusing on good family supporting jobs here in the state of Wisconsin. People are taking a look at what's going on with our neighbors in the Midwest, and they're taking a look at what's going on in the nation as a whole. They see the nation growing. The nation grew new jobs by about 2.8% last year. In Wisconsin, we were at 1.3%. People need good family supporting jobs. So if you're the governor and your main campaign promise, like Scott Walker's was, is I'm going to create 250,000 new jobs, and he's only created 100,000 new jobs here in the state of Wisconsin, he's not going to want to talk about jobs. He's going to want to talk about something else. So you throw things out there like drug testing people who really are down on their luck in case they need an unemployment check or they need food stamps. You put stuff out there to try and detract people from how bad things really are here in the state of Wisconsin compared to how well they're going in other states. His policies aren't working. And rather than talk about the fact that we can fix things here, fix things there, we're just going to keep our head down, keep going, and throw stuff out there like drug testing welfare recipients. It's ridiculous.
All right. State Senator John Erpenbach with us tonight from Wisconsin. Good to have you with us, John. Thanks so much.